Hey guys, Shade here, and today we're going to talk about the Australian Desert Goby, and I'm going to show you and tell you how I keep them. These guys are kept in fresh water, but in their natural habitat they generally convert from fresh water to water that is much saltier than sea level, than the sea. Which makes them an amazing aquarium fish that you can transition into saltwater or brackish if that's what you want. As you can see, I do have leucistic ones here as well, which I think look pretty cool and weird at the same time. These guys can tolerate a wide range of conditions. They generally come from Central Australia, where the water where they are is generally high in nutrients and hardness, because like I said, it transitions from fresh to salt water as the water around their natural habitat dries up. And they generally live in pools and streams that dry up, and then they can get out of the water and go search for other better water sources around them, which is amazing. And they're very active fish, and they do not prey upon themselves or their babies whatsoever, from what I can see. But they do love a lot of hiding spaces. The adults, once they start getting older, will look more yellow generally. But when they're younger, they still have the brownish coloration on them. But they do change the tone of their color depending on where they're at. If we look over on this side, we can see that there's a lot more light coloration. Where are we even looking at? What are we even looking at right here? Okay, so in this aquarium, this is an 8-foot by 3-foot stock tank that is, right now it's only filled up about 8 inches. I do not change the water in here as I do not need to, but the water level, I fill it up to about 1 foot and then let it evaporate down until I just put more water in it. And as you can see, there's plenty of plants and more than enough algae to keep that water clean. And they prefer a little bit of flow and aeration, but they can survive well enough in low oxygenated pools and and with no flow, as they will, when the oxygen levels get low, they will come up to the surface and can sit up out of the water. Now, I do breed these fish, and I do not remove any of the fry or eggs or anything. They just naturally breed as they would in nature in this tank, and I've had them in smaller tanks where they breed just fine. And I do not have to do anything to trigger them to spawn. They just go right at it. The males will entice a female into the cave that they choose, like this guy. He will entice a female to go in there and lay her eggs, and then he will guard them until they hatch. And if you have one male and multiple females, they can just keep dropping eggs in there and keep them guarded until they just keep hatching. That has been my experience. Now these little guys only get to about 3 inches long, and the males are the colorful ones and the females look more like American darters, I guess you could say. They have that more natural coloration to blend in with their environment, while the males have a much bigger head and they have that nice fin coloration. In this tank, I only have some sponge filters right now, which I do not clean out. They're just in there to add more airflow and to oxygenate the water a little bit more. There is a power head in there, but it keeps quit working. I need to get one of those new aquarium co-op ones so it won't break. But I do love these guys. They're one of my new favorite fish, and they are an awesome project to work with, to try to breed, as I do not know anybody that has bred them yet other than myself. But if you wish to purchase some of these fish, they should be available online for you to purchase. I will put a link down below of where you can get these guys. And they would be the ones that I have bred, so they would be from this tank. And these ones are completely freshwater. I've never put any salt in the tank at all. But that does not mean that you shouldn't be able to transition them into whatever you want. So please tell me how you like these gobies and what other information I can give you guys that you would want.